Welcome down, everyone, to another episode of Those Nerds You Know. My name is Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Scott.
I'm Kaylee.
And we are Those Nerds You Know.
We're a podcast that we... Oh, wow, we're doing noises. Okay.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's all right. We just like to keep you, Eddie, on your toes. Since
well,
you have elected to
just,
do this part.
Went completely silent last week, so I was like, okay.
And then we all decided to compensate this week.
So we're a podcast, and we talk about nerdy things and the nerd culture, basically dealing with anime, manga, comic books, TV shows, movies, video games, etc. And we have conversations about them. We talk about our reviews of certain things and what we are currently watching. We don't have a script. We do all of this pro bono. It's all good.
I don't think pro bono is the one you were looking for there, Eddie. But Kaylee got it. Thanks.
I mean, I don't get income for this. Do you get income for this?
I don't, but like
okay, then. That is the correct word.
But without a script doesn't mean pro bono. But we do have a topic for you, as we normally do. We're going to be talking with you this week about the second half of My Hero Academia Season 3. Several months ago, we did My Hero Academia Season 3 Part 1, and now we're going to talk about the rest of this wonderful season and this amazing anime about superheroes brought to you by the original writer, Kohei Horikoshi, the manga creator. I don't know who's behind the anime. Who does the anime?
I don't know.
That's a very good question.
I just watch it. I don't know anything about it.
But that's right. Well, I know
Studio Bones does the anime adaptation. But you're talking about
that's more or less what I meant. Yeah, what studio? That's fine.
So saith the Wikipedia.
Excellent.
So saith the Wikipedia.
And apparently people like My Hero Academia because we got lots of listeners last time.
They like it a lot. That was easily our best
now, if
podcast.
only all of those people rated our podcast, then you'd be okay. But,
yeah, no, that would be cool. Anyways, so if you're back here having only listened to the previous My Hero Academia one, welcome back, I guess. Thanks for being here. Listen to our other episodes too. We also have other ones about My Hero Academia. I don't know if anyone else knows this, but we did one more or less covering. So David and I did one, I think.
No, we did one on the spinoff.
I know we did that, but I swear I think David and I did one before that on the first bits of it.
The first two, you did them about the first two seasons.
Yeah, I think that was one of the last things he did before he was gone.
To his mission, he didn't die or anything.
Before we killed him. So anyways, again, welcome back anyone who's come back because this says My Hero Academia, and that's big right now. We appreciate you and hope you will enjoy this. So where we left off with My Hero Academia Season 3, Part 1, was we ended speaking like right after the summer camp, I believe?
Yep.
Yes.
Or no, actually, I'm not entirely sure. So the summer camp happened, and then the showdown between All for One, and All Might. That happened in the in town. At least a bunch of Nomus, tons of stuff. Bakugo had gotten kidnapped because in the camp. Right? Is that where we went?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The basic Sasuke capture scenario.
Right.
No, we're doing the Naruto parallels here.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of people that compare the two.
Yeah, no, because it's, Midori is green Naruto, so.
Yep, he is that, I guess. So after the fallout from that, from All for One and All Might fighting, we learned that All Might is now completely out of commission. He defeated All for One. Gosh, that's going to happen so much. He defeated All for One. And he points at the camera and he's like, "You, Midoriya, you're next." Only he didn't say Midoriya.
Say his name.
He just said it's your turn or whatever. And Midoriya's like, "That's for me." And then everyone else is like, "What does he mean?"
He just starts crying, actually.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Bakugo is like, "What the crap? Why is he crying?" And that's when he figures it out.
because Bakugo doesn't understand feelings. And yes, so
no, he understands feelings. He just expresses them differently.
Bakugo pieces things together that homeboy Midoriya has received his powers from other homeboy All Might. And moving forward from there, we go into the Provisional Hero License exam, which is this big exam for all of our characters to see if they have what it takes to get a license, to basically like a driver's permit, to test the waters in being a hero, and be able to do some amounts of hero things with a little bit of supervision, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's basically a coming of age thing.
Yes. So basically, we move into the Chunin exams, and we're keeping with this parallel. This is actually the Chunin exam is a really good parallel for me, because this is a part of a story that I really like, where we get to see what other people in this world have been doing with the powers and how other people interact with this world's rules and environment and such. And so we get an influx of new characters, and we get to learn a lot about those new characters and see how they move and interact, and they present a new challenge and new people to learn about, and I really, really like that.
And like the prior sports event, and also unlike the final parts of tuning exams, it wasn't just like all on fighting or a battle royale of some sort. It was like, okay, you're a superhero, be a superhero in this scenario. What do you do?
Yes.
And that really showed a lot of their characters, so much more than their powers as well.
Yes.
The first step of that was a battle royale thing, because they had to hit the weak points.
Correct.
That's true.
Each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. So they did it in reverse, which is pleasant.
Well, they tested two different parts about being a hero, which is pretty common, I think. In My Hero Academia, they like to throw in the wrench of, hey, you're not just a fighter.
You're also a human.
Yeah, and in this, I think they drove that home pretty well. So we had this fighting tournament first, sort of, where it's a battle royale, and the top 100 come through. And the next one is about saving people, right? So you gotta be able to practice good, good first responder behavior, observing the scene, checking people, getting them to a evacuation place, making sure people are okay, getting them set up with first aid, getting the paramedics or the first responders the information that they need so that they can help and take over from there. So it was really, really interesting and cool and good.
It's the quote unquote boring stuff of superhero work, but it was also something that it showed these people that, hey, you're not too big to do this.
Yeah.
You'll never get too big to go help this person out.
Yeah. And also, you can't be a hero just by learning how to explode stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bakugo.
Yes, I love that he didn't get his license. I was so happy with that. I was like, yeah, you fool.
He's one of the few that actually didn't get it. Like, there wasn't a lot of people that didn't get it. I mean, he was one of them.
From UA, it was just him and Todoroki that didn't get it. As far as the manga is concerned, I don't know if that was the same in the anime.
There was a third one, wasn't there, for the anime?
It was Ida.
Yeah.
Was it Ida?
I think it was, yeah.
Are you?
I don't
Guinness.
remember.
I'm not certain. I can't remember, but
It was only
I'm
those
pretty
two
sure
from Class 1A. I think
maybe
all
it's
of B made it as well, but they had a separate exam to my knowledge.
Yeah.
Is the wind guy from another place didn't make his.
That's it. He's the guy.
Yeah, he's the third
wind
one.
guy.
Oh, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's the guy who turned down his acceptance to UA, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he thought he was too good.
Yeah. How do we feel about Earthquake guy? I really liked Earthquake guy.
I thought he wasn't going to be that big of a deal, and then this show kind of takes that stereotype of, oh, he's just a B team character, don't worry about him, and it turns it on his head, because he comes in a lot of times to help out in the nick of time. He's really clutch, especially in the second part of that test.
Yeah. And I think one of the stronger points of this anime and a few other group animes is that this particular anime can make you feel for these quote unquote side characters. Like, they have their own attention, and there's not very many group animes that can do that. Like, you don't remember very many other characters aside from Naruto and Sasuke Sakura. And I mean, you do.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
like,
whoa, whoa, whoa!
like-
Haku is my boy. All right.
Yeah, of course
And
you're
he
gonna
was
have
mistreated.
your favorites. You're gonna have your favorites,
you can still
but
understand them. Yeah, you still get your favorites.
not many people are gonna be like, I don't know. More people are gonna be like, I don't know any other character aside from like Naruto and Sasuke, as
And
opposed
Kakashi.
to, yeah, whatever. And but in this
As
anime,
opposed to-
like you'll know a lot more characters
Yeah.
aside from like Earthquake Man, as
Boy.
Ethan so eloquently put it.
I'm trying to find his name. I can't find it. I don't know where it is.
Like, and I don't know very many animes that do that. I think the only other anime I can really think of is Assassination Classroom.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I mean, I think we've discussed that One Piece does it well.
Yeah, and One
about
Piece.
making you care about people. So yeah, Kohei does a really good job of writing characters who have a backstory and have a motivation, which to me is really key in making me care about and relate to someone. And I think that's the real kicker and the real winner here in My Hero. It's just that, like, because I can understand why this person wants to be a hero or what it is they're doing, I feel for them and I want them to succeed. And then that brings on, like, conflict in your mind whenever you have two people that are fighting each other, or you have a situation where only one person can succeed, or like whatever it might be in this anime that does that quite often. And that just, it's good. It makes for really good engagement, I feel.
Yeah, you definitely have like the people that you can kind of connect with, even if it's, they don't get as much screen time as like the main guys. You can kind of, each person has a different kind of stereotype or cliche that you can kind of connect to, like, oh, I feel for Kanamari, or I feel for Todoroki and what he's dealing with his family and everything like that. Like, I understand that. And you can see their growth as well.
Yeah.
Who's everybody's favorites out of the new people?
Meh.
Eraserhead's girlfriend.
Joker.
Oh yeah. I don't remember.
Oh, the
She's a
the
teacher from
clingy
one of the
girl.
other schools, yeah.
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 Yeah. Which group is hers?
Hers was the other group, the
other
wind
one
guy.
that's good.
Yeah, the wind people.
The other guy with ridiculous uniforms.
Yeah.
Right, because Earthquake Boy is not from a place that has uniforms, or at least not that they stay in uniform.
I kind of would have liked to see more of this, like, the guy that turned people into mush. Like, there wasn't a lot of character development for that guy, but I kind of want to understand, like, what goes through his mind when you get a quirk like that.
That's true. Like, that's very true about this world. Is like some people's quirks are stupendous, and other people it's just like, I can make really sweaty gel with my hands and can slick up the floor and stuff. Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if
Watch
like
out.
that quirk hurt people. Like, I couldn't tell if they were in pain when they were mush, but it just looked like they would be in pain.
I think
It's probably like a nerve system thing. Like, they probably didn't feel anything.
Maybe.
They just were mush.
It sure ain't look good though.
Like,
I
'cause
was- you know what I
Bakugo
thought
was
was-
still like yelling per usual. Like,
That's
I know.
true. He super was.
I thought what was gonna happen was gonna be like this Majin Buu Vegeta thing happen, where like he turns him into mush, and then Bakugo as mush still beats him up. Like,
I don't know. I like Wind Guy a bit, I suppose. Like, I like
I don't
his,
know his name, but I like Wind Guy too.
his interaction with Todoroki was pretty nice.
It's so good. I love the way he bows.
Oh yeah, he always hits his head on the ground.
Yes, it's so freaking funny.
I have to say, Gang Orca was pretty cool too. Because
Right?
Oh, yeah.
He was
He
dope.
is a furry.
He struck me as someone that kind of probably gets the bad rap by the way he looks. Like, he looks like a bad guy. He looks like a villain than an actual hero. But like, when you start hearing him talk to people and everything, he's like, no, you guys need to take this serious. Like, people's lives are at stake.
Is there a word for furries that do
For orca furries,
marine
not particularly. I mean,
marine mammal furries?
yeah. I mean, not really. The only really other separation there is like dragons and reptiles are called scalies.
Scalies.
But even then, they're still furries.
Is that what we are?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Scott and Kaylee.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that when I heard Ethan first say scaly. I was like,
Oh
oh.
my gosh.
But
We've
They
been saying that
don't
for a
even
very
know.
long time.
We have to change our names.
I didn't think it was gonna come up. So, but
Well,
here we are.
you thought wrong. Here we are in our My Hero Academia episode.
Thanks.
Leave it to My Hero.
Academia.
Bring it all up. Goodness gracious. How do we feel about the sneaky reveal? Good God,
You
what was
mean,
her name? Toga? Is that her name?
Crazy lady Toga.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's
I
right.
knew she was there. I remember seeing her in the beginning, like when they were in the group or whatever. She wasn't transformed. She didn't look like someone else. She looked like her. And I was like, that's got to be Koga, right? Like that can't be. Like, is anybody else seeing this? And like, because of that, she didn't have the mask on and everything, obviously. But I'm like, come on, guys, can you not know? And they went about their whole deal without even addressing it.
So, was the person she was she pretending to be an actual person? Like, had she just like knocked out that student and just taken her place, or has she been undercover this whole time at that school?
I think she knocked out. So I think it's kind of like the whole, let's say it again, Naruto situation with like Orochimaru.
Gotcha.
Like I think
Body
it was like
snatchers.
like a student that she probably killed.
Right.
And
Yeah, that makes sense to me because they put a lot of emphasis on that when they revealed it in the manga. They put emphasis on the fact that she gets blood, she can transform into someone. So I assume she would have needed. She can't just morph anyway. So there would have had to have been a human that looked like that for that she took the blood of. So maybe it was a.
So is that definitively her power then, that she takes blood and is able to transform? Because up until then, we haven't seen any real quirks. She's just been crazy and just running around with syringes and stuff.
Syringes and knives. That might just be it. So remind me, when she was pretending to be the other person in the show, did she do anything interesting?
She got some of Midoriya's blood.
Right. But I mean,
You mean
did she show any other quirks?
No, I
no,
don't think she
can't use their quirks.
Gotcha. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Okay.
So to Midoriya, the quirk for the other girl was that she could transform into other people. Because when he found her, she was like naked or whatever, but she looked like Ochaka. And so that to him, he understood was her quirk, was that, she transforms into people.
Right. So yeah, I guess she's just been undercover this whole time.
Dang.
Because her teammates certainly would know what her quirk is.
Yeah.
So she was showing a different quirk at this point. Someone would have gotten suspicious. So she must just be the undercover.
She must just be at that school.
Crazy. Yeah.
Dang.
Nuts.
Which, she probably wasn't part of the league when she joined the school. She probably joined the league after being a part of the school and just decided, okay, this can help the league work out better because I'm already in a hero school.
Maybe, but I mean, why would she have need to change the way she looks?
Yeah,
then?
if she was already in the school, she wouldn't have to fake her identity.
Well,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
already knew what she looked like. Well, yeah, I guess because the
Yeah.
school would know.
Yeah.
In the
That's what I
case
mean.
of like the evil people attacking and stuff.
So maybe she's.
But also, when she was doing all this, she wasn't around her teammates,
That's true, too.
so they would have seen what.
Yeah,
she
that's
was
the other thing I'm thinking. It's just like maybe they just don't know. Maybe they don't know that she wasn't using her normal quirk. Maybe she did swap with one of the students there and just strategically hid herself from her teammates. Don't know. Crazy
She was killed.
speculation.
She's dead. It's alright.
Probably, but we'll see.
We'll see.
How many people die in this show? Is death a common occurrence? It doesn't seem to be.
No, not a lot.
Is there any at all?
I don't know that anyone
Aside from
has.
like civilian casualties.
Even Ida's brother didn't die. Like, we thought he was going
Yeah.
to. But
Correct.
like,
He was just
kind of-
paralyzed. We've had a couple people like lose their quirks. He was paralyzed. One of the cat girl people lost her quirk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which I feel should have been a more prevalent occurrence.
And they
with
didn't
All for
even
One.
kill the serial killer guy. I
No,
don't think they killed him.
no, because he's in prison. All Might talked to him in prison.
talking about
Oh
All
no,
for One?
Stain. Oh, you're talking about
No, it's
Stain.
Stain.
No, Stain is
Yeah.
not dead. No, he's
Yes, he's
he's
not dead
locked
either,
up as
yeah.
well. Gosh.
I don't think there's any yet.
Maybe it's like One Piece.
Well, my One Piece has deaths. So.
Well, it had 2 out of 800 some odd episodes.
Maybe
Yes,
it's like
maybe, like, later
Naruto.
Naruto has plenty of deaths.
Then they all come back.
And they all come back.
Every
Except
last one of
Neji.
them.
Except for Neji.
Neji.
Nah, no
What
one
the
needs
heck?
Neji. We got
Jiraiya.
Hinata. It's all good.
And Jiraiya. Jiraiya didn't come back.
Also true.
He's pretty old.
And the fourth Hokage. Technically.
Well, all the Hokages, really, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he came back.
Third and
He-
fourth. Did the fourth one come back?
Yep.
Yep.
Naruto's dad?
Yep.
Fun stuff. Did he stay back?
No.
So he's dead.
Didn't he want to die again, or like well, he was like,
Yes,
Yeah,
why?
he was
I
like,
have
I'm
no
done.
idea.
All right, Naruto, I love you, but I'm
That's
gotta
right,
go.
listeners. I haven't finished Naruto.
I haven't
so-
either. I mean, I stopped like during
That's
the
crazy.
gigantic filler like period.
Because we're...
Oh, it was like
Yeah, you
crazy.
kept
We've
on
been
with One
watching-
Piece.
Hey,
We've been
One
keeping
Piece
up with
doesn't have
Boruto,
large.
too.
Also, I restarted One Piece like 3 times, so and I enjoy One Piece more
That's
than
fair.
Naruto. So
I restarted One Piece never. So
it's just
Yeah,
because
we-
of Skypiea. Like Skypiea was the worst.
Oh, gosh.
But they did do a movie episode of Skypiea. I probably mentioned this already, but
Yep.
they
it
did.
just sums it all up.
Yeah, they basically compressed a lot of stuff,
Boss.
a lot of the major points, and then put it out. And it's actually pretty
So-
good. It's a good summarization. So.
Speaking of movies, are we going to discuss the My Hero Academia movie?
I was just about to ask if
I
anyone
haven't
has
seen it
that.
yet. No,
Yeah, we saw. it.
Are we the only ones who saw it?
I think so.
probably.
I didn't
but
see it.
Really?
No spoilers because I plan to watch it. So.
Okay, cool.
Ugh.
We'll find a way to watch it and we'll review that one another
Yeah,
time.
we'll have we have a whole episode on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. How upset are we that Mineta is still a character?
I mean,
Still managing to do well.
Mineta is better than that stupid little ball kid. Like honestly,
Ball kid.
the one that pulls balls out of his hair.
That is Mineta.
That is
That's
Mineta.
Oh, is it Mineta? Okay, see,
Yeah,
I don't
who
even
were
know
you
his
thinking
name.
of?
I was thinking of the robot or the machine building girl for some reason.
Yeah, that's what I was
she's just
thinking,
support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hate Mineta
No.
so much.
Yeah,
Mineta,
yeah,
I don't understand. Like,
I don't know why
there
he's still
are
there.
And how did he get his license? I have no
Right?
idea.
what bothers me is that like his power is so like useless basically,
Niche,
but
yeah.
it also finds so many niches at the same time, and I feel like he should have got a whole lot more points docked off just for his attitude and the way he acted versus his powers, though.
Yep. Just takes some ridiculous anime writing to get him to last through the
I
series.
don't think
It's,
anybody likes him. Like I
No.
really don't.
I don't know. Well, actually,
And if they do, they're wrong. Sorry.
they do, they're wrong.
Disgusting little garbage kid.
Yes, he is a
Ugh.
garbage
has
can
a-
of a human being.
He has a pretty funny scene in the movie, which is kind of cool. But like,
Yeah.
other than that, like he's just there for fun. Like he's just there for the comedic relief.
So Kohei does occasional like votes on who's the most popular characters in the series and stuff, and he'll post really cool prints of those characters and show you who's in what place and stuff. And Mineta, along with a couple others, is in the. They didn't give the specifics, but they're in the 18th to 31st section. I wager he's close to 31.
If not the 31st.
Right, and this is in volume 14 of the manga that I'm reading, so in the volume that catches up to the end of the current run of the season, current run of the anime. So first place was Bakugo, second place was Midoriya, third
course.
place was where are you? Third place was Todoroki, fourth place was Eraserhead Aizawa, fifth place was Kirishima, the guy that gets hard and spiky. What was that fifth? Sixth place was All Might. Seventh place was Jiro, the girl with the headphone jack ears. Eighth place was Ida. Ninth place, where are you? Ninth place was Frog Girl, Suyu.
That's weird. One weird thing is like there's no girls in the top 5 of that.
No, that's very true.
Top 8.
No waifus.
That's
Yep.
crazy. Because there are some pretty attractive.
Well, yeah. Well, one female in the top 8. Seventh
Yeah.
place is the first female.
Yeah.
And then 10th place was Uraraka.
I feel like Invisible Girl should have had a higher rank.
Maybe so, let me
How would you do a print of that?
Just with their gloves. That's it.
Wow, those are some good gloves. Jeez.
So lifelike. Well, he is very good at drawing hands, so, you know. I was happy to see Bones. What's his name? Frick.
Bones.
He looks like Bones from Yu-Gi-Oh, who was the kid who used zombies in the Duelist Kingdom.
Unknown territory for me.
Tamura? Shigaraki?
No, not Shigaraki. No. The guy who actually looks like it is frighteningly similar. No, he's from UA, but he's not in the hero program. He's in the generals. And he can control people if they answer him. Control their minds and their thoughts and actions.
Oh, yeah.
You think he looks like like that zombie kid from...
Broski, look it up.
I mean, I know what Bones looks like, and I know what the guy you're talking about looks like. And
it is so similar.
I don't know. Have you forgotten what Bones looks like?
No, I've literally looked at it. Like, neither of them has eyebrows. They have the same spiky, weird hair that goes out like defies gravity. It's weird.
Bones' face is like sunken in, like a skull.
Mm-hmm.
I just found a picture of him.
Yeah. Anyway,
disgusting.
I'll disagree with that, but that's on you.
Nah, that is what it looks like. I
do know what you're talking about now.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I liked seeing him again. Even it was just briefly, like after the provisional licenses when they were doing they did the opening ceremonies for the next semester or whatever. It was super good. He shows up and he's like, "Why is the slime not moving?" And walks by and they're like, "He looks stronger somehow?" ? I'm like, "Yeah, how do you perceive that?" Like, he's just the same. It's super fun.
He's more charismatic, so you
Indeed.
can answer more of his questions.
Yes. He's super cool. I like him. I really want them to put him in more of a center stage.
I just can't see how his quirk couldn't be used for bad. Like, I feel like
Could be used for whatever.
I know he can do whatever, but like, and so he can use it for good. But I just feel like that kind of power, that specific power, will probably lead him to do something bad, especially the way he's being treated in school.
Villains like to talk, though, so
He's being treated
he could be
fine,
like,
I think.
"Hey, what you doing here?" And then once they answer that, it's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
good luck.
Tell me
to
your
you."
plan, sir. Reveal your masterful plan.
I mean, even
to world
"How
domination.
are you?" would be like they would be like, "Screw off, kid," and then that's an answer. So
There you go.
what are the
Walk him
things?
into jail.
That's
But no,
true. I
yeah.
guess.
How
I-
powerful is this quirk?
He's incredibly powerful. I feel like he's treated fine at school. Even during the sports festival, like his particular class had his back pretty well. Even if people initially maybe misjudge him, but I think it was going pretty fine. He's doing all right, and I think he's getting a little bit of extra treatment from Aizawa, if I recall correctly, Eraserhead. Just like talking to him about his quirk and things of that nature. Maybe he's been getting some classes on the side. Who knows?
Probably not, because he is just a side character.
Nah. He's gonna come back and be amazing.
Oh, okay.
I love him so much. I'm so excited. I hope he has some kind of interesting act or role in the future. But anywhoozles. Oh, I also enjoyed seeing their principal again, because who doesn't like seeing him?
I really want to see a quirk come out of that kid. I want to see that principal do something crazy.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like he does, like he operates like cranes and stuff, and he's like very intelligent and everything like that. But like, I want to see something really. I feel like he has a lot of hidden potential that we're just not seeing.
Well, I mean, his quirk is that he exists, I guess.
He can predict things, outcomes, and stuff.
He's incredibly intelligent, yeah. I'm just trying to find his line. There it is. It's when he's giving his speech, his opening line. "Hello, it's everyone's favorite small mammalian principal." I love it so much. So how about that fight, though?
That Bakugo and Midoriya fight.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I kind of want to see that in motion.
I mean, you should see all of it in motion. 'Cause it's all good.
It's really good in motion, and I'm glad that there was an end to the fight. That they didn't do like a Naruto Sasuke thing where there's an explosion and both of them just get like jettisoned into space or whatever, and we're like, oh, who won? You know.
Leave it up to the fans.
It's true. Like even right up to the end, like Naruto and Sasuke do this like one final fight, and they both get their arms blown off, and that's it. And you're like, who won? Like, stop doing this to us.
Sasuke won, Scott.
No, Sasuke did not win. He's a deadbeat father.
So
he should die.
There
then
is
in
a
your
winner.
mind, someone won. There is a winner. See, there you go. Done. I was happy to help you.
Thank you, Eddie. You saved me.
No problem.
Nope, Ethan.
Anytime.
Ethan.
I will take credit for this. Thank you.
I gave
Sasuke
the credit to
did
Eddie.
win.
No, it's my credit. I'll take it. It's all mine.
You're welcome, Eddie.
Thank you very much. I will put it in my pocket and lock it away for later.
Listeners, you can bear record. It was me.
Oh, gosh.
Kaylee, who do you think won?
Naruto.
Oh my. Sounds
So many-
like
So many
biased
incorrect
answer.
people here. Yes.
But do you think that Bakugo should have won? Like, do you think that he deserved to have won, or do you think that Midoriya kind of let him get the upper hand at the end there?
I don't think he let him. I think this was a good testimony to the fact that Bakugo is worth his schnapps. That, yeah, he's a hothead and he's kind of crazy, but he knows how to fight. And he is improving, and he is dedicated to actually getting better, albeit only getting better at fighting, and he probably should have learned how to be a better hero and a better rescuer, you know what I mean? Then he probably would have his license. But I think that was cool to see. But it also gave us... It also gave us an idea of just how freaking dope Midoriya is going to be whenever he actually masters this, because he's still using just 5 to 8% power of One for All, and managing to really give Bakugo a run. Like, it was super close.
Yeah. So can you imagine when he gets up to 30% for crying out loud?
It's going to be nuts. I'm super excited. I'm going to go mega Dragon Ball Z here. It's going to be a good time. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I really like Kohei's use of that, or the way Kohei isn't going, like just full 100% immediately, and that he is letting Midoriya take his time and learn and develop. He set up a world where feasibly they're going to be in school for another 2 years after this one, and we're just we've done 3 seasons of this anime, and we just finished the first semester at UA.
Yeah.
So it's set up to go quite a bit of time, quite long, and so I think he's doing himself a favor by pacing it in that way, and by giving us a little bit, by allowing Midoriya to grow inch at a time.
It also gives us another spin on the regular shonen anime, because usually when you get your Naruto or your Ichigo, that they have to get to a certain point, and then when they get to the final part, they have to pull some sort of hidden power from them that they didn't have before. Whereas here, he has all the power that he needs. He just isn't physically able to pull from it. So we know that he has the capability. We know that he has the strength there in him, but that he just isn't able to pull that out with him right now.
Kind of like Naruto.
Okay, kind of like Naruto.
Well, I think, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I think in both Naruto and Midoriya's case, they're trying to figure out how to use this power without getting themselves killed. I don't remember everything. I don't remember all the nuance to Naruto's situation. I know he has a demon inside of him, but I don't remember how much control he had over if he could let out a certain amount of it or not. And I have no idea. I also don't know if Naruto dies, does Fox die with him?
If he has to give it to someone else.
Supposedly, yes. But
if he doesn't give it to somebody else, yeah.
But it's up in the air, because sometimes the theory is that he would die with Naruto, and then the other theory is that if Naruto dies, the seal would break, and then he would just come out again.
Got you. But no one has an answer to that?
No one's killed Naruto, so no one knows.
But I mean, like, the people who put the seal on it don't know. Like, that was his dad. He's dead.
His dad's dead.
But there are Hokage there, like
I know, but his
there
dad
are other
made the
people who
jutsu.
know things.
His dad is the one that created the sealing jutsu to put it in him. So like
Yeah.
anybody knows
It's
him.
not something
That
they
is
routinely
so
do.
dumb.
Yeah.
I don't.
So
Well, you say that, but isn't Gaara also sealed with a
Not
demon?
anymore.
I know he had it
wasn't
taken
se-
out of him, but he had it
He wasn't
put
sealed
in
like
there.
Naruto.
It's different.
So Naruto's
Okay.
his was put in and sealed. Like he was put in forcibly, whereas Gaara was kind of born to have this in him, and then was given it to him.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess we'll find out one day when Naruto dies of old age. Yeah.
But then Boruto is gonna get.
Unless he just gives it to Boruto like a moron. What?
I think he's gonna give it to his daughter.
Yeah.
Why the balls would he give it to his child? Like, that's something I don't understand. I'm a father. I have a demon inside of me that could literally kill me and everyone else that I care about if I don't control it properly. I'm
'Cause
going to
he's
hand it
changed
over
his
to my
ways.
child.
He's a
I'm
cool
going to
dude.
give my child a nuke and be like, don't mess up now and just die. What?
I get what you're coming from, but in this case, it's sort of like Naruto befriends the nuke, and so now he and the nuke trust each other very well, and so he's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
"Hey, take care of my kids. Here, kids, have the nuke."
Yeah.
They play Smash together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't trust anybody else with the nuke.
No.
So you can trust your kids with it. But not Boruto, so I think he'd give it to
Yeah.
his daughter.
Boruto would get. Yeah, I think he would pass it on to his sister because Boruto's already pretty powerful on his own. Like, he's pretty dope.
Sweet. I know zero about his children.
Oh, their
In fact,
children.
I
are
barely
awesome.
know anything about him at the moment. So, I know his name's
Probably
Naruto.
gonna stay that way.
What?
I said it's probably gonna stay that way.
Yeah, likely. I don't know if I'm going to catch up. I might invest
Because I
in
would
manga
recommend
someday.
One Piece if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, just pick up One
Naruto
Piece.
has ended.
Yeah. I would just skip the filler.
One Piece
and watch
has
the
an
good stuff.
ending though, that they're working up.
Supposedly.
To. No, he's already written like the final chapter. Like all
Okay.
these artists and authors do this. Like they write the final words and stuff, just in case they die or something.
I mean, he is getting on.
So,
Yeah.
so he dies and someone picks up the last chapter and then
Yeah.
where they left off and they're like, oh crap, how am I going to get here? I don't understand. What if he leaves a map?
Oh man.
He hides the final chapter somewhere.
The One Piece is the ending of One Piece.
Oh my gosh, so meta.
It's like the freaking George R.R. Martin.
Yeah, I was just
Game
about to
of
say
Thrones
that.
stuff.
Yeah. And all the fans have to like hunt down the actual writer's house and everything and go on the scavenger hunt, and they're using Reddit to like
in
do
Westeros.
forums and stuff. And they get to his like apartment and there's just like a hat of Luffy's on
Oh,
his
Lord.
bed, and he's like, "This is One Piece," and you're like, "Dang it!"
Oda. Anyway.
Anyways,
We're
back
talking
to
about My Hero
Academia. Yeah. I guess it's hard to talk about it without
It really
tangentially
is
talking
though.
about other shonen.
And it's no fault to them. I mean, like they were paved the way by this, and what My Hero Academia may be like taking extra spins on the natural shonen, but it does hit the same bullet points. It does keep following the same kind of lines, which is interesting to see. But it's fun that it's still refreshing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the way you make a refreshing story isn't like telling a new story, because there's most of the stories have already been told in some way or another.
Basically.
The way you make it interesting is by changing the way the characters interact, or changing something about the characters, or adding to the characters. You know what I mean? Like, the way you tell the story is what makes it different, not the story itself. And as I've said before, Kohei does a really good job of making us care about the characters. Well, specifically the heroes.
Yep.
We can care a little bit about the villains, but he actually shrouds his villains in quite a bit of mystery in order to prevent us knowing about the villains. So he just doesn't tell us much about them.
Not yet,
which is
anyway.
neat. Not yet, yes. With the exception of a little, I don't know. So in one of the volumes I've read, I think it was in 13, he mentions how there are 2 spin-offs that are out now. He mentions Vigilantes, and there's another one that's like a 4-panel like gag My Hero version comic, which is, he included some panels. I didn't read them. I was skipping through to make sure I get through all of the story. But I really like Vigilantes, and reading through this and realizing what's going on in the anime makes me really want to catch up to Vigilantes at the moment. and see if, because I want to know if they ever get to the point to where All Might has retired in Vigilantes, because the main character in Vigilantes, much like Deku, just idolizes All Might, and I would really like to know how he feels about All Might's retirement and if that comes in at all. Also, you also read Vigilantes is real good.
I also kind of wonder if, going back to the villains here for a second, if there is a villain academia, if they could possibly do like a My Villain Academia spinoff.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if they would make a.
The environment fits because there's quirks everywhere, right? And so it begs the question, like, are there some kids who are born into families that are like, you're not going to be All Might, but you will be All for One?
Yeah. I don't know if it would fit with the... Like, I don't know if I would really like that, you know what I mean? I think a lot of the villains that we have seen are sort of invented around this idea of being abandoned or being left out of society or being mistreated by society, or a society that has developed these rules and these specifics for heroes, all of these laws and different things of that nature, and how in order to become anyone who can actually freely use their quirk at all, you have to technically become a hero, and you have to go through the proper channels of education, you have to be licensed, and all of these different stipulations around it, and they're idolized, and a lot of heroes are like branded and are very successful and are on TV, and their personalities and things of that nature. And I think like a lot of the villains we've seen are people who just kind of hate that structure and hate what society has sort of done to people who have quirks, and or live by a more of, we should be able to do or take whatever we want because we have these quirks, and it should be more of whoever can use their quirk the best. You know what I mean? So I don't know if a Villain Academia would really fit with the world. If they want to do a goofy spin-off, sure, but I don't know if we would see that or if that would come to fruition in the actual comic. I feel like that would be, or anime, I feel like that would be kind of dumb.
I feel like a good spin-off would be like the same kind of school but in America, because they've kind of like touched on it, like one episode of like All Might went to America. So that'd be cool to see how things are different.
Vigilantes.
Oh, it already exists.
In Vigilantes, which is still in Japan, so there's a bunch of heroes from My Hero that make cameos occasionally, but there are also just a set of heroes that they talk with or that are involved in everyday life in Vigilantes. One of them is Captain Celebrity, who is a big-time hero from America who has decided to come to Japan and sort of make it big here as well. And he's a bit of a douchebag, and he's like comparable to Superman. He doesn't have all of Superman's abilities, but he can fly. He's big and buff, and I think he's strong. I don't think he's All Might strong, but he's stronger than the average human. But yeah, like I said, he's a bit of a douche and kind of a womanizer, and so he has a bit of an arc where he kind of sort of learns how to be a better person, but mostly because it's gonna benefit him to be a better person financially and like with people. So it's cool. I like Vigilantes a lot. Also, there's an origin story for Stained in Vigilantes, which is really cool, and the hero killer, as well as a bit more about Ida's older brother.
That's cool.
Ingenium. He's actually in the comic. So the comic is set, like, it begins earlier than My Hero begins, and so that's why I'm wondering. But it seems to run in a slightly parallel time frame, so I'm wondering if it's going to catch up to where All Might retires. So I would really like to see that.
Do you guys have a favorite villain?
Ooh. That's kind of
particularly
hard.
Yet.
I really like Twice. I think Twice is hilarious.
Oh, the guy with the separate personalities?
Yeah, and his story is great.
Yeah, the little bits they did about him, how he like lost control of his separating ability, and so he just kind of forces himself to be. That's the same person we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, he's interesting. I'll give you that. I think it's as far as like coolness and stuff, like general BA anime or manga characters. I like the Blue Fire Smoke guy.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember exactly I don't remember his name, but he looks cool and his quirk seems pretty cool. So,
Nagi, I think.
Don't know.
Something.
I don't know. I think Shigaraki is cool. He's alright.
Really?
Shigaraki is the hand guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of like him too. I feel like there's more to him than.
Yes. Well, it's revealed that he's the son of All Might's predecessor, right?
Grandson. Yeah.
Super neat. Very interested to see where it goes, and I like that All For One has sort of taken this stance that I think makes him think he's better than All Might, and where he's like, I've already passed it on to my person. I've let them go. I've let them out of the nest. Maybe you should learn from me. And so I'm excited to see he seems to have a good bit of faith in Shigaraki. So I'm really excited to see what he does.
Indeed. Ethan really likes vigilantes, ladies and gentlemen.
I do like vigilantes. Also one of the villains. So they show in the manga. I don't know if they show in the anime. Briefly, they show a bit about like how conditions are worsening in the real world because All Might's not there. Like more villains are showing up and they're getting more brazen and stuff. And there's a moment where you see like the guy that's leading a gang of people that have like the really old doctor surgeon masks on, like the masks that look like beaks.
Oh,
do you remember those
plague
people?
doctors? Plague doctor
Sure.
masks?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the bird things, yeah.
Yeah. They show up, and for whatever reason, that one of those characters is on the cover of Volume 14, so I imagine they're going to be more important later. He looks pretty cool and mysterious. So, let's see how that goes. Overall, I enjoyed this season. I liked watching Bakugo get a little more multifaceted, get sort of a reality check, and also I liked that he had the opportunity to turn evil, and he was like, "Nah, bruh, I'm not evil." Like they played to that suspicion that everyone's supposed to have that Bakugo's a bad guy or going to be bad, and he was like, "No, B." I enjoyed that. And Midoriya's good, as per usual. I just expect Midoriya to continue to be good. He's just,
He needs to smile more though. I know he tried like during the exam, but the big thing about All Might is that he smiled all the time.
True.
And it's like Midoriya's still working on that, I guess.
The beacon of hope. Yeah, Midoriya is
because
definitely
he doesn't
working
smile very often.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I think about Midoriya is I think about his scars, like the ones that are all along his arms and his hands and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't really see that in like the other heroes and everything. You think like, oh, he's just got, he has these powers and everything, and it affects his body and everything like that. But other heroes, they just recover from it and they don't leave any marks. But he leaves tons of marks, and there's tons of things that are wrong with his arm and everything. So much so that he has to use his legs now, and it feels different for the main character.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that we're a part of his training and his struggle, and we're seeing him change and learn how to do this. Just because in a lot of other anime, sometimes you don't really get to witness that. Like, the character will go away for a while and then pop back and be like, look at this new thing
3
I can
days
do.
later, he's mastered something that took somebody a century to do.
Yeah, something like that. And so
Let's get on to another anime, Bleach.
I didn't give it enough time to get to that point, but whatever. I imagine that's accurate. Yeah. So, but I liked it. I like the introduction of new characters. I hope a lot of them will come back. I'm excited that we've learned, or at least they've hinted at, that we're going to learn about more of the second and third years at UA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad the big three have shown up. And we got the cool little fight between Mirio and basically the entire class of 1A. And he trounces all the people that are long distance fighters and then goes in for the melee fighters. That's about where I'm at in the manga right now.
Yeah, that was the last episode.
Yeah.
Or at least the second to last.
Mm-hmm.
May have been the last one. I don't remember.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to learn more. It will be fun. And I can I'm only halfway through volume 14, and I've got another volume sitting on my dresser waiting for me after this. So
you'll be ahead of the game.
I'll know so many things. I mean, I won't be as ahead as other people that read ahead, but you know.
Especially since the anime is going to take a break now.
Well, yeah, as it should.
Until
take a break.
April.
Stay away from that filler. We don't need none of that. But anyway, definitely watch it, I guess, if you've sat through all of this. It's good. I recommend the manga and My Hero Academia Vigilantes. It's all pretty lovely. And if you read the manga, you get a lot of little cool character bios and interesting prints and things between chapters. It's fun. It's a good time. But let's move on to what we've been nerding out to. Eddie, you want to start us off this week?
Yeah, sure. I started watching The Haunting on Hill House. At Hill House. It's
Netflix has been pushing that, and I'm like, nah.
It's pretty spooky.
I would imagine.
It's about this family that moves into this house, except it's haunted.
What?
And, yeah, right. It's called the Hill House, and the Hill family lived there previously, and
oh, it's not just on a hill. Got you.
No, well, I mean, no. The family's name was Hill. Before that, yeah, and
it's actually in a ditch.
Basically, the kids are experiencing these, supernatural things like beating the wall and stuff like that, and like voices now and then. But the kids don't know what they're talking about. It's like, whatever. Let's not listen to the kids ever in any of these shows.
No, never. But, not once. I would know I'll never listen to mine when I have them.
Yeah. And like the kids see like specific like ghosty things, and like pertaining to them. Like the little girl sees this like hanging woman. She kind of looks like something from The Grudge, like the Grudge girl.
Fun.
But and it's not. It's like there's throughout this entire series, there's only like 2 jump scares. Everything else is just like really creepy. Like there's like you see things, or the characters see things that you see in the shots and stuff, and it's unsettling. They did really well with it.
That sounds like my kind of show.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, you two enjoy that.
But through the first episode, like you learn that the father, like there's like 5 or 6 kids. I don't remember exactly. I think there's 5 kids, and the father suddenly takes them out of the house, and he's like, we have to go, and he brings them to the car after like sneaking around trying to see what's going on. He doesn't explain anything to them, so they leave their mother there, and it's all downhill from there. Like, and it's really weird because it's not like overacted or anything. This feels really real, like a real family like problem with how they're interacting with each other and stuff, especially with what happened when they were kids. It kind of bounces back and forth between like old, like the kids, and then the grown-up version, kind of like that sort of thing. And
so it's like a mystery.
Yeah. Basically, things are being pieced together, and like a few of the questions are answered like with each episode.
Okay.
Wait for them. Like a few of the pieces a few of the questions are answered each episode, and like the pieces start falling in together. I haven't finished it yet, but it's getting pretty crazy. So definitely recommended.
Cool. Anything else for you?
Not really. Attack on Titan season 3 just paused until April. So, and that was nice. Like there's a lot of answers there as well. That seems to be wrapping up a little bit, but I don't know what's on the horizon, so who knows.
Joyous.
And just more Fortnite, doing the Fortnite stuff because it's really fun.
I think for me, I've just been catching up on The Good Place in season 2. And it's good. It's really good. It was very tempting when reading My Hero. It made it very hard to just read My Hero. But I did it. I got through My Hero. But I've been reading My Hero Academia, and I've been watching The Good Place. It's pretty fun. I recommend it. After that, I'm going to start up on 7 Deadly Sins, season 2, like actual season 2.
That just got to put on Netflix.
It's on Netflix now, so hopefully I'll get through that pretty quickly and we can do an episode on that.
Yeah.
Scott and Kaylee, have either of you seen any of that series?
No, but it's on my list.
Watch
Okay.
it. It's very
Y'all
good.
y'all should watch all of it. Like, it's freaking amazing. It's and like in terms of shonen, it's real good. It's a really just surprisingly good shonen, also with characters that I care about. I think that was the surprise for me, was like going into it, I didn't expect to care about anybody, but like I care about everyone on the good guys team. Oh god, what is his name? What's the main character's name?
Oh crap!
It's something ridiculous. Melodious.
Yes.
I like, he's so cool, and I like him so much more than I wanted to. Yeah, he's good, and Bond's great.
There is a bit of like fan service at times, but
there is. You'll have to get through that. But
he gets punished for it on occasion.
Yes. So.
But other than that, it's great.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's good. So I'm excited to get into that, and then next week Daredevil 3 comes out, and sometime this month we've got Castlevania as well. As well as that Sabrina thing, I'm kind of looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Netflix is banging.
Sabrina?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new. She's supposed to be like they're making it look like she's kind of gonna be kind of Buffy-ish.
Yeah.
So.
Reboot
of Sabrina.
Pretty excited for a lot of stuff coming to Netflix right now. So I'm ready.
They're gonna have to, because Disney coming out with their big guns soon.
That's true. That's very real. So yeah, that's about it for me. Scaly, what you been up to?
I got a couple things. As far as Hulu, I've been watching The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, The Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, whatever. I've only seen 2 episodes.
How far are you, and how do you like it?
I've only seen 2 episodes, but it's really, really good. But Scott does not like it, and so
it's sad. It makes me feel sad.
I know.
Oh yeah, no, that's precisely what it is.
Feeling. I love it. And so.
So like, does anyone here know if the first season is the entirety of the book?
That's a good question. No,
or if they're stretching it into...
I don't know, because I know the book is like, it's long, but it's just like one book.
Yeah, it's like average size book too. Like, I don't remember it being long. I've read the book. I don't remember the book being that long. Like, I remember just being an average size book and having a very unsatisfying ending.
You read it?
Yeah, I read it in college.
Wow.
That makes me sound
old. I know
old.
it's confirmed for a season 3,
but yes,
so unless they're going super slow, or
they could very well be. I don't know. And that's what I'm thinking. They've maybe done their own thing. Like, maybe they've taken the main points from the book and sort of stretched it out. Because like, how many episodes is it? Do you know?
It's not that many.
That's a good question. Let me see.
Because if it's anything like a Netflix, like 10 to 13, and if they're hour-long episodes, I'm just like, I can't imagine.
I think it's shorter. I think it's like 5 or 6.
Okay, maybe.
Well, the house on The Haunting of Hill House was also a book, so, and it's
okay.
I think this is the only season they're doing.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah.
Or I could be wrong. I have no idea.
I remember getting to the end of The Handmaid's Tale and realizing like what was going on and what was happening, and being like, really? And then there was an epilogue, and I read that, and I was like, really? Come on. Like, it's just
10 episodes each.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 23 episodes. There's 10 in the first season and 13 in the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's longer than that.
Good.
But
Lord. Yeah.
I really like it because, like, they're not supposed to be able to talk to other people, the handmaidens.
Yes.
But as a viewer in the movie, the way they do it is, like, you can, like, hear her thoughts. And so it's really cool because it almost seems like they're in the past, because, like, they don't use a lot of technology, they dress up weird, and then they even speak, like, old-timey and, like, biblical, and then she'll, like, in her head, be, like, cussing somebody out and, like, wanting to kill them.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that's how a lot of the book is. Just, it's from her perspective, and you hear a lot of her thoughts.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
And then Attack on Titan Season 3. We haven't finished it yet, but
hey, neither have I.
good. Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel bad because I feel like they missed the hype train, and at this point, like, nobody cares, and I feel like I'm like the only person watching it.
Yeah, I felt that too. Yeah, I think they waited too long between season 1 and season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then other than that, we got Mario Party, and that's been fun.
Oh yeah. Scott mentioned that last week.
Sorry.
I'm a little disappointed on the number of boards though, but
There'll definitely be
that's
extra
one of the
content.
Yeah, there'll be
points I've heard.
DLC.
Yeah,
There'll be
I'm sure
DLC.
there'll be more. They'll put out some DLC that costs $50. No worries.
Probably
Yeah.
not. It'll probably be free because Nintendo rarely does paid DLC.
Well, there's 2 paid DLCs for Zelda, so
That's
Well,
true.
like
you know.
$15.
We'll
For
see.
me, I got caught up in Ethan hooked me up on this application called Webtoons.
Application.
What are you, grandpa?
I'm brushing out my big iPad.
Brushing up my iPad so I can
On your
read.
cellular device?
It's
I got
it's been
these
a-
applications here.
all right. It's been a long time since I've like read manga, and I mean I read One Piece, but I read it illegally, and I can only read it. It's true, but I can only read it on
How
a site.
dare you?
I can only read
That's
it on a
Pat
site
Scott,
that
don't
keeps
do that.
up with like the last 5 or 6 chapters, and so if I fall behind too far, then I just lose it and have to figure it out. And so it's hard for me to pick up other manga, with a legitimate source. And I don't try and look for it anymore. So I want to try and find a legitimate source. Well, Webtoons kind of helped scratch that itch, I guess. So I got referred to a bunch of different ones, and I'd kind of seen it before on like YouTubers and stuff had kind of shown up and everything. So I started reading the 3 ones that I chose that I started reading the most, I think, is Let's Play, Unordinary, and the Room of Swords.
Room of Swords.
Yeah, the Room of Swords is really, really good. I can't tell if it's a science fiction or a fantasy or just in their minds, but it's
Just
really good.
Stick with it.
And I'm gonna start another one called Cape of Spirits, and I probably beat that out in like an hour because it's only like 8 chapters. But it's great. It gives you updates as the weeks go on. Every time they update with new chapters and everything. So I keep getting emails of all the different ones I've subscribed to. But,
You can turn
it's
those off
fun.
if they get annoying, but yes.
No, I like it. It's just it's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
You should
paid
also read Hardcore
advertisement by
Leveling
Ethan.
Warrior. What?
But the animations are great, and it's great to read it on my phone as well. Like it's easy to just kind of scroll up and everything.
Yeah, it's a good time. We like to make things friendly for mobile viewers. So, but yeah, appreciate that. I think that's about it for us then. Thank you everybody for listening. We very much appreciate it. If you like this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out. You can get in contact with us on Twitter at TeamYKPod or through email at thosenerdsyouknowpod@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about this season of My Hero. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to talk about or review. And yeah, all that stuff. Again, thank you for listening or sharing it with a friend. We very much appreciate that. You can find the pod on iTunes and Google Play, CastBox, Stitcher, Podbean, all those places. Just about anywhere you'll find pods, you'll find us. But yeah, that's about it for this week's installment. My name is Ethan.
I'm Eddie.
I'm Scott.
I'm Kaylee.
And we are those nerds you know. Bye.